Hey everybody, welcome to the adventures of the Oklahoma Gruntman. Just sitting out here on the front deck. Just got done weed eating the backyard. I did all along the fence, and I want to get up early in the morning and mow and get the front yard mowed before it rains, if it rains. But yeah, we're just sitting out here. It's a beautiful morning, but it's warming up pretty fast. It's supposed to get up in the 90s again today. I think a little cooler the rest of the week, but in the 90s today yet. But yeah, we're just sitting out here in the front deck, and today I'm gonna read chapter 4 of Saving Dr. Frankenstein. This is a book written by Terry Green, aka Teresa Green. I've read the first 3 chapters already, and now I'm going to do chapter 4. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and then Tristan's supposed to be coming over later, and we'll figure something out. I'm actually going to go over there and spend Memorial Day over there with them. Dawn invited me over for dinner. Dakota's out here with me. I got to get an appointment for him sometime here and get his hair cut. Here probably next week, if I can get it done, because it's just going to get worse, and he's shedding like crazy, and I have to vacuum it up every day because he's shedding all over the place. So, but yeah, it's a gorgeous day, so I'm going to read chapter 4 of Saving Dr. Frankenstein. Hope you guys enjoy this. If you missed the first 3 chapters, I started a watch list. You can go back and check out the first 3 chapters. Definitely appreciate that. So hope you enjoy this. God bless you, and we'll talk to you later. Hey everybody, these are the blackberries that I picked this morning. I got maybe 10 or 15 of them. I'll have some more this afternoon, but it's really starting to produce now. I was just out here watering the front garden. I already did the back. Everything is looking good so far. The pepper plants are starting to take off now pretty good. So, yeah, the garden is looking really well. The tomato plants that I planted look healthy. I got to go find some cages for them. The pepper plants are doing good. This tomato is doing good. These peppers are looking good. And this tomato is looking decent. So it's supposed to be nice and sunny today. So hopefully they'll grow some more. So I just wanted to get you that little clip. We'll talk to you later. God bless. Hey everybody, these are all the strawberries I harvested off my plants. I'm gonna top them off and put them in a freezer bag and throw them in the freezer for now until I decide what I'm going to do with them. But I just want to get them put away before they start to get soft on me. So I just thought I'd show that to you. Hey everybody, when I got all the tops put off, this is what I end up with, about a half a quart of strawberries from my strawberry patch. I'm just going to throw them in the freezer for now until I decide what I want to make with them. I'm probably just going to make something for myself with these, just because I can and they're out of my garden. So I just wanted to show you that. We'll talk to you later. God bless. Saving Dr. Frankenstein by Teresa Green, Terry Green. Chapter 4, The Journal Continues. Warren picks up the journal this time and reads from where Ernie left off. When there is a good strong base, we figure out how to use some trees to create a frame for doorways and windows. We decided we needed a doorway in the back as well as the front. Bride asked us to take some time out to create a garden for her. We spent a couple of days using the pickaxe to loosen the soil for a garden. She takes the axe and loosens the dirt up smaller. Frankenstein is getting pretty good at creating tools out of stones. He found a flat stone and made a hoe for Bride to use so she didn't have to get down on her hands and knees. Bride works on her garden while Frankenstein and I continue on the tower. The time we spend working on the garden gives the clay time to set up and get really hard. So we figured out how to place some stones around the doors and the windows so they would stay in place and continue to build our tower. When we got to a certain height, we would wait a couple of days and let the clay set up. This would give us time to help Bride or build doors and shutters for the windows. As the tower got taller and taller, we built stairs going around the inside of the tower. We used small trees for railings and split larger ones into planks for the steps. This helped us to get higher and higher. We created as many planks as we could to build rooms along the way. When we reached the height we needed, a room was built at the top of the stairs with an oversized window to use as a door. Then we built a walkway around the tower. All that was left was the roof. By now, Bride is getting food from her garden. We are starting to eat different things, but pumpkins still seem to be the main part of our diet. Bride is so clever, she even figured out how to make juice out of the pumpkins. She also used some of the clay to make dishes and bowls for serving food. We no longer eat from pieces of bark or off of leaves. Bride is very smart. When the wheat goes to seed, she only uses a small part of them to grind for flour. She says we will need to save the bulk to grow more wheat. If I have to be stranded with anyone, I'm glad it was these two. I don't know where they got their knowledge on survival, but I'm sure glad they have it. You know, I think their brains came from two people that had a farm and passed away from influenza. It does not matter. We are surviving and will flourish here. Wow, can you imagine that? They remembered their farming skills, Ernie says. Warren nods in agreement and he continues to read. We move into the shelter, but of course there is no furniture. So Frankenstein and I find some small trees and build our furnishings. We build a table and chairs first. Then we build beds with planks to sleep on. We use large pumpkin leaves to create bedding to make it more comfortable. When it starts getting colder, Frankenstein and I cut down a couple of dead trees and chop them up for firewood. Bride gathers as many smaller limbs and branches as she can for kindling and such. When the snow falls, Frankenstein and I set out to trap game. We manage to trap small game and eat the meat and tan the hides. Bride cleans the bones and creates some utensils to eat with. Frankenstein whittles some spoons for her to cook with. We are getting more and more domesticated as we go along. With everything we have now, it's hard to believe we started with nothing. However, our clothes are almost threadbare. Bride is able to create some needles out of small bones of the animals we killed for food. She also figures out how to sinew to sew with. Soon she is making us clothes with the furs from the animals we trapped. Finally, spring arrived, along with a new member of our little village. Little Frank has come to join us. With the arrival of the new baby, I soon realized how lonely I am, and I was fond of a wonderful woman that lived near the village back home. But of course, I could not get her to bring her with us. We were planning on marrying last fall after the harvest. I do miss her. It's hard to watch Frankenstein and Bride doing their family thing and cuddling their new baby. Maybe I should go away for a while and give them some privacy. I went up to the tower and looked toward the green swamp and the way we came in, wondering if I should try to make the way back to get her. Is there something moving out there? I think I can see something moving. I hurry down the stairs and tell Frankenstein and Bride that I'm going out foraging. They barely look up at me and say goodbye. It seems they cannot take their eye off their new baby. I hurry out to the gully and carefully climb across the fallen trees. When I get to the other side, I climb a tree as high as I can, and I try to see if I can see what was moving. Is that a bell I hear? Rosemary kept bells on her 2 goats, but how could she have gotten through? It must be my imagination. I climb down the tree and start climbing over the pumpkins. As I walk across, I can see someone sitting down on the edge of the pumpkin patch. They had their face in their hands and with a large backpack on their back. It's hard to tell if it was a man or a woman. I wish I had brought Frankenstein or a tool for a weapon. I continue walking slowly toward the person, afraid if I interrupt them or let them know I'm here, when I get within reach of the person, the pumpkin I'm standing on squeaks under my feet. They quickly turn around and jump up. Rosemary, she is standing in front of me. I ask her 10 questions before she can say anything. When I finally stop talking, she tells me how she saved up some supplies, tethered the 2 goats together, and packed as many supplies as she could in her pack. She found the wall that led the tunnel and made her way here. She said she was getting scared, though even she is about out of food and water. She has only about 3 potatoes left and have gone to seed and little water. She said Nana is pregnant and is about to have her kid, so she didn't want to use her milk because the baby goat would need it. I hugged her and welcomed her to our little village. I took her backpack and helped her to the tower. When we reached the tower, Frankenstein and Bride welcomed her with open arms. The woman went through the supplies she brought. Bride was so excited about the potatoes that have gone to seed, you would have thought she received a brand new dress. She announces that we will have potatoes in the fall. The goats are tied up by some brush that Frankenstein and I were going to clear. We knew they would clear it for us. That evening after supper, we had a wedding with Frankenstein officiating. Now we're married and had our honeymoon under the stars in the lush green valley. So now Frankenstein and I decide to build a house for Rosemary and myself. We dug a root cellar several yards away from the tower. Frankenstein built a wheelbarrow so we could carry rocks over to the root cellar. We used the rocks to brace up the walls of the cellar, then built a stone house on top of it. We only built 1 story with 1 large room as the kitchen and living room with an extra room for our bedroom. We figured out we could add more rooms on later, as needed later. We built a large fireplace with one that we put in like the one we put in the tower. By fall, we were done with the house and built the necessary furniture to get us by. By the next spring, our little boy was born. We have started a new village. Slowly, we are building up the supplies we need, but more creatures are needed to help us grow. Frankenstein and I decided to make our way back to the castle to see if we could get any supplies that can help us. Of course, the women didn't want us to go, but we said we need to. There are things that we need that we can't find here. We promised to stay away from the village. We loaded up the backpack and made our way back through the remains of the castle. Frankenstein stayed hidden in the old castle while I ventured out. I went to Rosemary's to see if anyone had taken over her small farm. Luckily, no one had. I found a couple of chickens and a rooster. I built a cage for them and rigged them so I could carry them on my back. I found a couple of quilts and some other bedding that I could roll up and carry on my back also. I found 3 knives, all of different sizes, and a machete. I also found an axe that was starting to rust and a fairly new whetstone. I hurried and made my way back to Frankenstein. He wasn't anywhere to be found when I returned to the castle. After a few minutes, I can hear a cow's bell. I turn around and find him leading a rather fat cow. We decided we had better get out of there before someone comes looking for that cow. The farmer that owns that cow may kill us over it. So without any rest, we make it our way through the wall. I made sure to close it so no one will follow us. But before I can close it, a hand pops through the door. We freeze in our tracks, afraid to move, too scared to run. A rather hairy-faced man sticks his head in the wall. He explains who he is and says he's looking for Dr. Frankenstein. His wife and small child are with him. He says there is another couple with them also, with the same affliction. They were hoping the doctor could help them or give them a place to live. I informed them about Dr. Frankenstein and told them that they could come with us to our valley, that we have created a home for us. They said they have plenty of supplies and a few sheep. We tethered the sheep together to help keep them close as we made our way back to the valley. Another house was built and we were on our way to building a wonderful village for us. With all of the men, we are able to build a bridge over the gully so we could harvest our pumpkins easier. One evening when we were sitting around, we decided to name our village. Creatureville would be the best name. It would become a place where all of the creatures of the world could come and live without fear of humans. Slowly other creatures found us, or we found them, when we needed to go out into the world. This valley has some kind of magic attached to it, for every time we needed something or some type of skill, it seems a new creature would come who would have that skill or the item we needed, or we would find it in the valley. As I get older, I'm unable to go through the caves anymore. My only regret was that I was never able to retrieve the painting of Dr. Frankenstein. We always had to carry too many supplies, but we were afraid to go through the caves any more than we had to. I do miss the man who was my mentor and best friend in life on the outside world. To have his painting from the library of the castle would be a great tribute to such a wonderful man. It belongs in a place of honor in this wonderful valley. That's it. We could go get the painting out of the castle, Warren says. But we don't know where the caves are, and we could get lost before we even got to the caves, Ernie says. We know someone who knows the green swamp better than anybody, Warren says. Who? Asked Ernie. Why, Carrie, of course. He and his father know the swamp like the back of their hands, Warren said. What if Larry Bigfoot won't take us to the caves? Ernie asked. Let's ask our parents if we can go and see them. Besides, it would be like to see Junior too. We all can do this. All we can do is ask. If they tell us no, we can do something else, Warren says. Okay, I want to go see them too. Let's take the journal too. That might help us, Ernie says. Oh wait, we have a witch training at Witch Hazel's next week. We can't go and see Junior or Carrie, Warren says. We can go the week after that though. Why don't we go ahead and ask our parents? Maybe they will let us stay for a week or two. Then we will have plenty of time to spend some time with them, Ernie says. You're so smart. What would I do without you? Warren asked. Oh no, Warren says. Now what? Ernie asked. What about Tilly? How are we going to pull her off? If I tell her about the painting, she's going to demand that she comes along with us, Warren says. Then we need to come up with something different to tell her, something to keep her busy. I don't want her tagging along when we go to the green swamp to visit our friends, Ernie says. So that's the end of chapter 4. Hope you guys enjoyed that. This book is just so interesting. Of course, it's fairy tale. It's fiction. But maybe next time I'll do 5 and 6. They don't look like very long chapters. Maybe I'll do 2 chapters next time. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this book called Saving Dr. Frankenstein. It's book 2 in the series because I messed up and read book 2 before book 1. But yeah, Teresa Green, or it's actually Terry Green, has these for sale on Amazon, I believe. You can go check that out, and I know she would definitely appreciate it. She's got, I know, at least 4 books out because she sent me 4 different books. So yeah, if you want to support her books, go to Amazon and check it out. When I get done reading this one, I will sign this and probably give it away in a live video. And or if Teresa sends me another one and she signs it, I'll sign it also, and we'll give it away in the live. That would be pretty cool if she did that. But yeah, I just definitely enjoy doing this. Hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah, it's just a very good book. So next time I'll do chapter 5 and maybe 6. I'll do both 2 chapters. So God bless you guys, and we'll talk to you later. Hey everybody, I just picked another handful of blackberries off the blackberry bush. That makes about 30 or so just today, and there'll be some more ready to go in the morning. But yeah, they're really starting to ripen up now, so I'm going to get quite a few of them. So just wanted to show you this. Talk to you later. God bless. Hey everybody, I hope you had a very wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I just got home from Chris and Dawn's. They had me over for a cookout today. We had ribs on the smoker, corn on the cob, and baked beans. It was very, very good. I brought them over a blueberry pie and some of my homemade barbecue sauce because Dawn said they ran out, so I brought them another jar. Just got done watering the garden. As you guys seen, the blueberries that I brought in. I'll have more tomorrow morning. I'm going to get up early before it gets warm and mow tomorrow. Normally I would do a live tomorrow night on Tuesday, but we're actually going to back it off to Wednesday because we got one of the guys running for the Senate that I'm interested in voting for is going to be speaking here tomorrow evening. So I'm going to go to that, and we're going to see what he has to say, and but I think that's who I'm going to vote for, but I just kind of want to hear more about what he stands for and stuff like that. So we're going to move the live until Wednesday night at 6:30. And yeah, we'll just go from there. So anyway, I'm going to get my video uploaded. Like I always say, treat everybody the way you want to be treated and make this world a better place. Keep moving toward them goals one step at a time. Big steps, little steps, makes no difference. Just keep moving forward. And be nice, be kind. Be the best person you can be. So God bless each and every one of you. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Definitely appreciate it. God bless you, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.